So, summer, the time when students are supposed to take a break from academics and enjoy life, have fun, and maybe sleep a little more. However,
Two of our friends had a very different plan for their summer. You see, during the fateful summer of 2023, they decided to do an internship at Cuốn and Roll. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of you know this restaurant brand. It's pretty famous at most local branches all around Hanoi and specializes in traditional Vietnamese food. Now, so for 2 months, 4 days a week, 4 hours a day, they would come in, they would serve food, mix simple drinks, assist the staff, and overall, fast forward a bit, the school year was back. And this is when our teacher introduced to us the community project. Now, as said before, the community project is basically something that we take here in the IB program, where we have to do some sort of thing that benefits. And so, when thinking about what our community project was going to be, we thought to back to this moment of our two friends. And although we weren't sure yet, we knew it had to do something with career education and maybe giving the same opportunity that these two people had to the community of Dewey students. Now, before I move on, I want to do a quick introduction of myself. Hi, my name is Levi,
and I am Frank, Minh Đức.
and this is our community project.
So, in order to get this community project up and running, we set two goals for ourselves. Goal number one is to research our market and write a proposal that we can send to the school in which we propose new methods to enhance the quality of career education at the Dewey schools. Goal number two is to create a separate internship project that students from grade 8 to 12 at the Dewey schools can enroll in and potentially teach them lots of things about management skills and hard work. And so we created a very simple 4-step plan. This is very early ahead in our project. So the first step was to collect data. How are we going to do that? We're going to do surveys and then send them out to teachers so that they can make their students fill them in. And so we're going to use that data, we're going to analyze them, and then write a proposal based on that to see what students are interested in, like their future careers. And then we're going to reach out to the third-party company, which is Cuốn and Roll, and ask them if they want to collaborate with us to make this internship work. And then we're going to actually start the internship this summer. So the proposal for action was a little document we wrote that kind of summarizes all our rough idea for the project. And we sent it to our supervisor, which is Ms. Ray. And luckily, she have approved our initial plan.
So with that approved, it was time to get into actually doing the project. Now, the first step was research, collecting data of Dewey students and to see what feedback they would want to make back to the career education system here at the Dewey schools. And so we wasted no time creating the form, asking questions on students' feedback, as well as some other things such as what students were interested in that might be useful later on. Now, after we finished this survey, we had to distribute it to the students. And so we emailed all the homeroom teachers from grade 8 to grade 12 to encourage their students to complete this survey. And when I wrote this email, right, I made sure that everything was formal, professional, and so that the teachers would likely tell their students to do this survey. However, there's one thing that I completely forgot. And if you haven't noticed already, I forgot to actually include the form in the email. Yeah, and so I scrambled, I put the form back, right? And I hoped that everything would go as normal. And luckily it did. We got around 60 responses from all grade levels. And with this data, we started analyzing it, interpreting it, creating charts and graphs, and basically turning it into words so that the career education department would know what to do.
Now, after we got that data from our students, first thing we do is we analyze the data. So there was a compilation doc of all the data we got, and we got to see which career path students were most interested in and how many students are willing to actually participate in our suggested programs. And so we put all that into a document, and then we propose new methods of teaching, or like hosting career fairs or certain clubs that students can attend to help enhance the quality of career education at our school. And we ended up with a 16-page proposal that we sent to the school. And after that, we also wrote an email that includes an attachment of the overall summary of the project, and we sent it to someone we've known who is the CEO of the restaurant brand that we're contacting, which is Cuốn and Roll. And luckily, she agreed to collaborate with us on this project and make it happen.
Oh, and so after sending this proposal to the Cuốn and Roll CEO and finished with the first initial goal of ours, it was time to move on, right? And so we met up with the CEO of Cuốn and Roll, which just so happened to be a friend, the mother of a friend of ours, and we discussed the details of the internship, such as salary, the wages, scheduling, what positions might there be available for the students. And after some discussing, um,
After some discussion, we realized why we are so into this internship project. So the first reason is we noticed a problem that, like many of you might have noticed, that children nowadays, or the younger generations in general, they kind of grow up with everything they ever wanted or needed. And so they have their phones, they have their computer, and they have like money so they can buy whatever they want. And the reason they get all this is because of a very simple reason. Their parents work. So they all of the time and amount of effort that their parents put in, they're the one who is actually like earning it. So it kind of, in a word, spoils most students nowadays. So we decided that it is kind of essential that our aim of the project is to help them learn the value of hard work and how money is generated through commitment and self responsibility and time management and all that. And it's kind of like a push that we want to give them, so they can kind of like take a step out of their comfort zone and actually learn about the open world that they're gonna enter later on in life. And so we also had a meeting about the internship with the IB department of the school. And we had a bit of discussion about legal issues and aspects of our project, since someone has to kind of like take responsibility for all these kids that are going to join our internship. And so after a bit of talking back and forth, we came up with a conclusion that this project is not yet ready to be launched this summer, because we have a very little time frame to prepare for everything. So we decided that we should take a gap so we can get ready and to launch the program, to tell all the students and parents. And the internship project is going to be delayed until summer of 2025.
so that's where we're at right now. We finished the first initial goal. We met up with the career education department with Mr. Chong and Mr. Tang. And after this whole community project, we thought back about it, and I realized that I actually learned a lot of things that I couldn't have learned in kind of a classroom setting, which kind of sounds a bit cliche, but it's true. Things such as writing emails to people, meeting up, communicating with them, and trying to actually make something happen in the world isn't something that you can do in a classroom. And the skills that you learn actually apply to something in real life. And things such as research and communication, social skills, actually we could have used to make a difference.
And all that skills, people think they can do it until they actually put the work and effort into it, and until you realize, like, oh, it's not as easy as we thought. And so overall, with the accomplishments that we have achieved, we sent a proposal to the school which fulfilled our first initial goal, and we're kind of halfway through the internship project. We got everything mapped out, everything planned out ahead for us, and the final part is going to be execution, and that is going to be summer next year. So overall, we are satisfied with the results that we have achieved throughout this school year with the community project.
Now, coming to the end of our presentation, the probably the thing that we kind of learned the most and want to communicate to you here right now is kind of this quote by Thomas Edison. The quote is, "If we did all the things that we were capable of, we would literally astound ourselves."
And what does this mean? It means that um, if you don't actually do all that you're capable of, you will never know where your full potential reach. Last year, we were just two ordinary students, and we were just going on about like life and studying and stuff. But this year, this community project really pushed us and to explore our capabilities and what we can do to in order to achieve our initial goal that we have set. And so I think this quote really represents our journey really well with this community project.
Well, thank you for listening.